Mr. Castillo, let me make you something abundantly clear to you, that I will not stand for this in my county. And look at me. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my county at all costs. Do you understand? If I find that you act like a fool in the free world, I will take the free world away from you in a heartbeat.
Judgment strong, in and out, the verdict swung. Oouchie Court, watch, we've just begun. Oouchie Court, watch, we're on the scene. Truth's unraveling, what does it mean?
You are Noah Castillo.
Good morning.
Mr. Castillo, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're also charged with failure to stop and give information. On the assault, you're facing a year. On the failure to stop and give information, you're facing up to 6 months in jail. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
And just to confirm, this is Castillo?
Yep.
Okay. On December 25th, 2024, officer was dispatched to an apartment in response to a disturbance. The officer spoke to apartment security officers who stated that the defendant was sitting in the back of their security vehicle and that the complainant was inside the apartment. The complainant stated that his wife had a Christmas party and the defendant attended, but that he had never met the defendant before. The complainant had gone outside to smoke, and when he returned, he saw the defendant arguing with his wife, and the complainant intervened, and the defendant swung at him with a closed fist. The complainant swung back, but the defendant struck the complainant several times in the face, causing pain. The officers observed that the complainant had a bloody lip and hand, and the defendant stated that the complainant swung at him first, but did not hit him. Multiple witnesses confirmed the complainant's account. And for the failure to stop and give information, the officer was dispatched to a crash in an intersection in Harris County, Texas, and the complainant advised that he was stopped at a red light. When the light turned green, he entered the intersection. At this point, the defendant ran the red light and struck the complainant's car. Both parties exited their vehicles, and the defendant's vehicle was inoperable due to the damage, and the defendant ran away on foot towards a Home Depot. The complainant clearly saw the defendant's face, and the defendant's phone was inside his vehicle, and his GPS was open to his residence, which was less than half a mile away. The officers found multiple beer cans and a liquor bottle inside the defendant's vehicle, and the complainant estimated he sustained damage of over $200.
Was he on bond for the FSGI and pick up the assault?
Judge, I do have it here that he had conditions from the magistrate from the 18th on the FSGI.
So yes.
It was a surety bond. Due to that offense, Judge, there's also a BBR on the FSGI.
On his license for me, please.
It's not eligible, Your Honor.
Mr. Castillo, let me make you something abundantly clear to you, that I will not stand for this in my county. And look at me. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my county at all costs. Do you understand? If I find that you act like a fool in the free world, I will take the free world away from you in a heartbeat. I'm ordering you now, and I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me that you're not allowed to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. I can have a contempt hearing, and I can hold you in contempt and slap you with 180 days every single time you get to a car and drive. Do you understand? If you drove here, you are not allowed to drive home. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
On one ankle, I'm going to put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. You consume alcohol, you smoke any dope, I'm going to put you in jail. Right now, I'm going to send you for a drug and alcohol test because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Like I said, you're also on probation for a felony DWI. It's very possible they file another motion to revoke your probation. I'm going to have you come up here, swear test that you're not going to drive. I'm going to have you sign a recent Victorian You're gonna get with Felicia for your bond conditions, then I'm gonna have you come back after your drug test. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to use, consume marijuana, anything, and I'm gonna test you regularly so I know that you're not using. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Come on. Carl?
I'm here.
Hey, what's the word?
I don't know. Have you I got a latest assignment on a Noah Castillo?
Okay, coming up, Mr. Castillo. Please. I'm getting a phone number for you, Carl.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
And you're with, she's here with you, okay. This is grandmother's phone number, and she's here with you.
The number I just gave you, that's grandmother's phone number. Do you not have a cell phone?
I do, but I just don't know the number. Can I go on my phone and get the phone number?
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have him call you, your grandmother. You guys need to get on the same page. He needs your cell phone so that he can get in contact with you. I don't play games here, Mr. Castillo. All I care about is my community. I want safety. And if you're gonna endanger it, you got only one place to go. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Carl. You're not to use alcohol. You're not to use dope. And I'm gonna test you in 45 days. You test positive for marijuana, you know exactly what's gonna happen. If you don't smoke as of today, if you don't use any alcohol as of today, everything will be hunky-dory. Otherwise, there's just one result that's gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you now, if I deem you a public danger, I'm gonna make your bond super high. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge,
Tell me.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm looking in the system. It shows that he's on probation.
Correct.
The 230th District Court for a DWI third offense. And he's on the docket there for January the 9th. And I haven't talked to the 230th District Court. I'm not sure if they're in yet or not, but it shows that he's scheduled to go into the SATF program. Because they had it, he was scheduled for.
Oh, not all these cases are open, Carl. That's not gonna happen. So we need to figure out something, you know?
Well, I understand that, Judge. I'm letting you know that
Yeah,
that felony court has him on the docket for January the 9th.
okay.
Yes, and there's a note where the felony prosecutor told that he was set to take a plea sometime this week. So we're to hold our offers until they resolve the felony. So they expect him to take a plea soon.
Got it. Okay, so let's do this. Why don't we set you for the day after?
January 10th?
Yeah, what day is that?
How about the Monday?
Do you want to do that Monday after? The 13th?
That'll be fine.
Okay,
And then we'll know where he's at by then because he's going to court.
we're gonna set your case off that Monday after your felony court date. You're to come here from now and then, stay in touch with Carl to see where we're gonna go. Don't use. I don't know what's gonna happen in felony court, but for the time being with us, don't use alcohol, don't use weed, don't drive. You've signed it, he signed an affidavit not to drive, right?
Castillo?
Yeah. Do not drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care what you got to do. I don't care where you have to go. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he have? My feeling is that while he's on probation, he's probably supposed to have a interlock as well. So I wonder if he had one in the car. We're gonna have you sign a reset. Go talk to your lawyer, and then we'll see you on the 10th.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if he's Felicia for bond conditions yet.
Yes, he's on.
Yeah. Okay. Carl, did you have anything?
No, it shows he's on the docket for January the 9th and we're resetting this till January 13th.
13th. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Carl.
Order in the court, going on the record. Hold all conversations.
Okay, we are on the record in cause number 247-3585. Today is January 2nd, Thursday, January 2nd. It's approximately 10:14 a.m. Guys, if you would please announce yourselves for purposes of the record.
The state, Kelsey Siegler.
For defense, Garrett Gibbons and Brett Landriault.
representing Ernesto Gutierrez.
Mr. Ernesto Gutierrez stands charged with the offense of making a firearm accessible to a child. He's facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We were here last time on December 19th, state having offered 270 days in jail, and defense and state couldn't come up to an agreement, and so state waived. Defense has come to us for punishment, asking the court to punish Mr. Gutierrez with regard to this case. We have done the agreement. He has pled guilty to the offense. So now we are set for punishment in this case today. One of the things that I would like to know is how this has changed you, Mr. Gutierrez. What have you done differently?
Ha cambiado totalmente mi vida,
My life has changed completely.
mi trabajo, mi vida social,
My work, my social life,
todo.
everything.
What have you done differently? So that we know that you appreciate the gravity of what has happened. What have you done differently?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Losing a child is probably one of the worst things that can happen in life. You know, when you have a child, you are tasked with loving, protecting, raising, making that person the best they can be. That is the duty of a father. Here, you allegedly left a gun on a bed. The child found the gun, or one of the children found the gun, and did the unthinkable. What have you done that is, so I know that you appreciate the gravity of what has happened? Did you go to therapy? Did you see a psychologist? What have you done?
Mi familia y yo hemos estado asistiendo a terapias.
My family and I have been attending therapy.
Trabajamos 3 meses con trabajadores, estuvieron visitando trabajadores sociales.
We, for 3 months, were being visited by social workers.
So CPS got involved, I guess? What happened with that? Anything?
Pues durante ese tiempo ellos estuvieron asistiendo a mis niños.
Well, during that time,
A mi
they were
esposa y
helping
a
my
mí.
children, my wife and myself,
Para ayudarnos con la situación.
to help us with that
So
situation.
you had a CPS plan in place then? Is CPS still involved in your life now? How long are they expected to be in your lives?
¿Cuánto tiempo esperan que ellos estén
Ellos estuvieron casi 4 meses con nosotros.
They were with us for almost 4 months,
Y aún tenemos contacto con la psicóloga.
and we
que nos
still
ayudó.
are in touch with the psychologist that helped us.
Personalmente he tomado todas las medidas para que mis hijos no estén solos.
Personally,
En la
I have
casa.
taken measures to make sure that my children are not alone in the house.
Todo el tiempo mi esposa ha estado con ellos y
My
ahorita mi
wife
padre,
has been with them the entire time, and even right now,
mientras yo trabajo para sostener a mí.
while I work to support them.
Ah, ha sido bien difícil.
It's been very difficult.
How many children do you have now? Did you just have another child?
Your Honor, they're all here today.
Yes.
What do you want?
Your Honor, may I address the court? Okay. Judge, you know, this is a very good man. I have hundreds of clients. As you know, being a judge, not all of them are good. Oftentimes, there's a lot of bad people in this world that, you know, over the course of the past few months, I've gotten the honor, the privilege of getting to know this man, getting to know his family, sitting here in your honorable court today. These are good people from Venezuela. And Judge, in my first 2 or 3 years of practice, I did catastrophic injuries, wrongful death, personal injury work. I saw oftentimes a horrible accident like this would happen. Husband and wife would divorce, families would be, you know, left in shambles. This is a man that the family really needs. He's the sole provider of the house. He's a good father. He's a good husband. When the wife and the kids came to my office last week, we talked about this case and I was preparing them for the day, the wife couldn't even look me in the eyes. The children had a panic attack. They're scared to death that they're going to lose their father, their husband, everything to them. He's the glue that holds the family together. And he's scared to death of the great power, Judge, that you have and that this court has. And I told you this last time during the guilty plea, and I'll tell the court this now. Judge, it really doesn't matter if you give this guy,
Sure.
but if you give him, you know, deferred or you give him a death penalty, you know, just I know I'm being, you know, I know I'm embellishing. It doesn't matter if the court gives him 100 years in prison. This man will never forgive himself. He hates himself.
What do you want?
Judge, I want the best case scenario. I don't know if the court can give a diversion or intervention. That would be great. If not, at the very worst, deferred adjudication, Judge, because I want to keep this man out of prison because his family needs him. I brought them today. They will also tell His Honor how much they need him, and that without him going to prison, prison is not, jail is not the place for this gentleman. Because then those kids will grow up without a dad. All financial contributions will be over with, and this whole family will be destroyed. And then most likely, you know, there's a very strong possibility that he will be deported. We've already, you know, admonished him ourselves about this, but Ernesto, I want you to look at the judge. Are you sorry?
No.
You acknowledge the fact that you have messed up?
Sí,
Do you take responsibility for this?
total.
Totally.
Do you hate yourself?
Yes.
And are you begging the judge for mercy?
Yes.
Do you understand that he has the power to throw you in jail and throw away the key and you sit there and rot away?
Yes.
Tell him why you deserve mercy.
Yo no quiero que mi familia se quede sola.
I don't want my family to be left
Yo soy
alone.
el soporte de mi familia.
I am the sole support of my family.
Is there anything else you want to tell the judge?
Pido piedad. Solo pido piedad que tenga
I'm
piedad
just asking for
conmigo.
mercy. Be merciful on me.
No solamente esta situación va a afectar a mí, sino a mis hijos también. Y no
This
quiero eso.
situation is not just going to affect me, but also my children as well.
Your Honor, would you like to hear from the wife
Quisiera oír de-
or the kids or the father or
Well, I
friends?
think that
anything?
they've probably been punished enough for this, you know, really.
Thank you,
Do you want
Judge.
to add anything?
Just that you've seen more cases than any of us, and I know that you'll do the right thing, so we will defer to you. And I understand when we first met to show signs of remorse and things that he's done after that, and it appears he has done those things.
You know, I will tell you this, that if this were a case where there had been the death of someone else's child, then I think that that would absolutely 100% unequivocally be jail, and a really long and healthy jail sentence. But in this case, I think that when you do something of this nature where you end up with the death of your own child, I think that that's about as bad as it gets. You know, I really feel for you. You know, it's not going to be an easy thing to, you know. I don't think something with the dismissal is appropriate in this case, because I think the world needs to be on notice of what has happened, you know? And, you know, I shudder to think that anytime you look at a picture, anytime you do an activity, it's gonna bring up a memory, you know? I have a problem dealing with it myself. Just think before you act. Think before you speak, you know, because kids are crafty. I've seen this all too much. And we had a case here where a kid climbed up, you know, a bookcase that was 15 feet high, took a gun and killed. Just, if you have weapons, you don't need to have them accessible or even near a child. Sentence you to 1 year in jail. I'm gonna probate it for 2. I'm not gonna put you in jail now because I think that I hope that this is punishment enough. I am gonna keep tabs on you so I know that you're doing well though. I'm not gonna let you go for 2 years. And I want him to do thinking for a change. I don't want you to be in possession of weapons. I don't want you to consume alcohol. I don't want you to consume illegal drugs. You mess up, I am gonna put you in jail. If you pick up a new case, I will put you in jail. So I think that if I were to put you in jail now, what it would probably end up doing is punishing your family more than you. And there are a lot of people that depend on you. Make the right decision. It's not hard. And I mean, leaving a gun on a bed. Anything else you think? I don't care about the money. Money is the least of my concern. That's a good idea. Although he's probably having to do it with CPS regardless. So let's see if he's doing it with CPS. And then, you know, just the idea is that you leave here better than you came. That's what makes us happy. And that's what we strive for every single person that comes through our court. We want you to leave better than you came. I feel your pain. If I could hug you, I would, Mr. Gutierrez, you know? But it's tragic. It sucks. All right, guys.
Your Honor, may I address the court?
Sure.
We just want to thank you so much for the compassion that you've shown, Mr. Gutierrez, and it's just an honor to be before you. We really appreciate you hearing us out, and you know, will you tell Judge thank you?
Thank you.
Judge, you've saved his life, so I hope you know that. May we be excused?
You got it.
Thank you, Judge.
Hi, Shreya.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm here, Mr. Powell. So a couple of things.
What do you do?
One, I'd like to waive a bail hearing.
Okay.
I'm just thinking paperwork wise, I'll e-file it. Do you need a bail form on him? Okay, well then.
I'll do it for you.
That's lovely. Secondly, I did speak with mental health. And they stated that there's not much to do on misdemeanors. We don't have the resources for it.
You have a felony open too?
No, if there was, then that would help us out because I can do the competency through them. Either way, I am gonna do the competency because I do think that that's important to go forth. Like, I think we need that.
Oh, is this the one he told me to F off last one?
Yes. And so what I would like to do is to reset him for about 3 weeks. I've emailed Helena White and she said she can't, even when they're in custody, she needs 30 days. I said, okay, so if I could get like.
Remember, she's got probably
I know.
So
I get it. So
I think we can get him back in the Harris Center, but for the long stay?
No, I've already
Take him?
spoken to Brad Morse. So the issue with the Ed Emmett Centers, he was there a good amount of days last time. Once they sort of stabilize you, it's sort of like a, low-key NPC, right? Somebody would have to put him into the MHMRA system, actually. NPC is better handled to transfer them to MHMRA and have them involuntarily committed. I don't think the Ed Emmett Center is. They don't do that. That pipeline doesn't necessarily exist. That pipeline is more like, hey, let's get you out and set up with resources to go to MHMRA. And I think for clients like mine, it's not a good option. So sadly enough, we're at this place where I wish I could put a little sticker to him that says, take him to NPC next time, But what we
Is there something we can do to try to get him in?
No.
What about Brad? Can Brad help? Morris?
Pretty much said, I talked to him. I can go on the email. He pretty much said, hey, it times out on misdemeanors. Not that he doesn't want to help. I think he does. It's just it times out. And so he's like, by the time we get all of it done, legally, the way we will do it would be the competency to restore comp, right? In the non-jail world, it would be NPC and involuntary commitment. So it's just one of those things. It's like, if we have them, we have to go through that. Well, what I was thinking was.
I wish they would give us more resources.
I do. It's weird. It's such a stupid thing. It's like, if.
You want money for a psychiatrist?
No, so first I'm gonna get a comp done.
Okay.
Okay, because I don't think we need to waste money on it right now. And I'm hoping, based on a find incompetency, I can talk to Brad about something. My guy's not itching. I don't think he needs to be out. He doesn't want to be out.
Okay. I mean, whatever you want.
So I'm just the first step is gonna be the competency through Helena, which was interrupted because we did go through the MHMRA system. Unfortunately, we did go through Ed Emmett. Unfortunately, there is a gap, which somebody, I guess, way higher up needs to figure out, is how to connect Ed Emmett Center to MHMRA. Not just like release them and say, hey, can you go for this appointment, but actual like linkage, involuntary commitment, like we can send them there, which I know a lot of defense attorneys don't ask for that, right?
Let's figure out a way.
There you go.
I'm happy to help.
Let me see if I can talk to Brad about that and see if we can discuss that. In the meantime, I'm gonna.
If you need an order, I'm happy to craft one.
On it. I'll talk to Brad about it and see if there's some things we can do. Okay, so 3 week reset would be okay.
Hey, Judge. We're approaching on a fugitive case, Mr. Francisco Martinez.
Okay.
We have the interpreter here, Ms. This is one where I think they arrested the wrong guy, so he's going to be released. The only issue is this might pop up in the future, so I don't know if where he gets the
not me letter. He has to go to the demanding jurisdiction, ask the judge, or it could be the prosecutor assigned to the case, saying that this is my face attached to this government name. I have a different FBI number, whatever they want to pick. I don't care, but because it's the same date of birth, so that's gonna be irrelevant for the non-legal.
How do you know? Did you do?
Tattoos and FBI number and mugshots.
Okay.
It's a common name and I
Yes,
guess.
it's a very common name.
I guess common-ish date of birth.
Ish? Or the same date?
But no, it's same date of birth. It's just, we had one happen last week, so 2 in 2 weeks is kind of unusual.
Yeah, I would say so. So you're definitely gonna file a nollie now?
I already filed a dismissal.
Okay. So where is it that he goes? I don't remember.
Where is it that he goes?
To get that letter?
Jurisdiction.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
But
think.
where? I don't even remember.
Illinois, wait, sorry?
Oh, yeah, that's where he's from.
That's where he'd had to get it from.
So he's gonna have to go up there.
Right.
Where though? Is it at, is it,
County?
no, is it at a sheriff's office or?
No, it's gonna have to be by the court or the prosecutor, because they're the ones attached to the case that they're going for, because ultimately it's the warrant. And if the warrant's recalled, it makes it all irrelevant, but.
Morning, Mr. Martinez. You have a very common name and there are a gajillion Francisco Martinez's out there. There is an unfortunately, there is someone wanted in that jurisdiction that has your name. And you see now that you've been wrongly arrested, you're going to be released today. The fear is that this continues to happen. So I don't know, there are methods out there. And Mr. Kim, you say there's a letter that he can get.
Yes.
What we're gonna do is, I cannot give you legal advice, but I'm going to have your lawyer that we've appointed to represent you tell you how you can take care of this so that it doesn't happen again. So we're gonna process you out. You should be out within hopefully the next 4 to 6 hours. Ricardo will tell you how to go about getting a letter so that this doesn't happen again. Do you have any questions? Did you want to add anything, Ricardo?
What's fair to say, Judge, it's just a bad situation. This man was arrested for this, it's not even, not a good situation.
Yeah, I mean, mistakes have been made, and I don't know, I guess the arresting officer, I don't understand why they wouldn't do just a little bit deeper dive is.
Well, when they're on the field and it's obviously an arrest in the evening, is us being one of the few agencies that's truly 24/7, is that they can only confirm by teletype for whatever the fugitive division is. And so with it's most commonly name and date of birth, and statistically that should narrow it down, but it's just, I mean, because you can't take, or you can't send.
Have mobile apices?
For that when they get processed in, but that only brings them in for, again, the same name and date of birth, but you can't trade mugshots with the demanding jurisdiction. Because the teletypes can't support images. And so ultimately it's only what the text is, and that text is the name and date of birth. So.
And on that sense, Judge, would be, his fingerprint goes with.
That's what and that's why I was, they've got these mobile apices that.
The mobile thing where they could just test him and see if it's his prints or not.
Sure, but the majority of warrants, the way they're sent by teletype, again, a thumbprint can't be imaged in a teletype.
I got you.
So even if, so yes, there is a thumbprint, but there's no way to.
The thumbprint should be able to verify who this person is, whether they have the correct date of birth.
But
mugshots.
But that only corresponds to the warrant for the demanding jurisdiction if they have something to match it against. So that's the issue is, yes, it can pull it up on our side, but it's the same way even for our parole violations is they can't check on scene, especially at 1 a.m. That's why we're the second check, is that we're able to verify if there's a thumbprint, mugshot, et cetera.
You're gonna be released here momentarily. I'll have Ricardo tell you how to take the next steps though, okay? All right, good luck, Mr. Martinez. Thank you. What do we do with the person who continues to smoke, Anna?
Well,
Ball to
Judge,
your court.
I'm guessing he tested positive today.
Yes, and I did get a chance to review all of the previous tests that have been not confirmed. The only two that haven't have been the most recent two. So on his first test, it was above 2,000 in our measurement scale. And it started to lower for the next one after that, down to 125. It went up again on the 19th of December to around 350. And then we have a high jump on the 27th of December where it goes back almost up to 2,000 as well. And then it started lowering Or it got really low on the 23rd, then the 27th it jumped up high again.
He's still smoking.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, Judge, if I may,
Sure.
the THC, it's sticky and it sticks to fat. And so it doesn't, it can lower in the urine, but because it's in the fat, when it gets released from the fat, it gets into the urine. So I don't.
Are you saying that he's overweight? Is that what you're saying, Anna?
No, I'm just, all people have fat, and as your body burns it, it doesn't burn consistently, and it's not stored in the fat consistently.
You're killing me. You're killing me. I mean, homeboy's been smoking the whole time since November. We are now in January. He's still testing positive for marijuana.
Okay, and do those numbers, is it THC or does it include the metabolites as well?
That's a question I do not know.
Anna.
Okay.
I think that we've given him a sufficient amount of time for him to not test positive. It's been at least 60 days.
It hasn't been 60 days.
He got arrested November 26th. We're now January 2nd.
Okay, so it's a little over a month. Right, because 60 days from the 26th would be January 26th.
Hmm. 45 days would be December 11th. Anna.
He was arrested on the 9th.
He's arrested on the 27th, November 27th, right?
So 30 days would be
So
December.
30 days will be what, December 27th?
Yeah.
Hold on a second, let me see, when was the actual day? No, sorry, we gave him a GOB on 11/19.
Okay.
So he comes to court his first time on the 26th.
Okay.
That's when we do the first day. So December 26th would be what, 30?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 37. So it's been 37. All right, I'll give you another week. You got a week. Okay?
Okay, we'll
All right.
see you Monday, Judge.
I hope you're not using. I'm gonna give you as much time to give you the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Hunter. Don't use. You understand? Okay, man.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. We'll see you Monday.
right.
May I be excused?
See ya.
Watch, we're on the scene. Truths unravel, and what does it mean? In the halls where stories clash, Oouchie court watch quick as a flash.